Welcome to the Deep Dive. Okay, today we're getting into something really specific, a unique way of looking at the soul, spirit, and, well, what are often called evil spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal here is to really unpack these definitions from the source material, figure out where free will fits in this picture, and also tackle the big question: why have a physical body at all?
And what's fascinating right from the get-go is just how precise these definitions are. It's not just, loose terms.
Right.
The framework really invites you to think about the consequences for things like accountability, justice, what happens after we die. It's all laid out quite clearly in the source material you shared.
Absolutely. And it starts with this really sharp distinction. A person is defined as Han, that's H-O-N, which is soul. That's us, our embodied self.
Okay.
Then an angel is a young, Y-O-U-N-G. A spirit, non-physical. And then evil spirits are called Diorion Young. Literally dirty spirits.
Dirty spirits. That specificity is striking. It immediately paints a picture of their nature, doesn't it? Not just spirit, but dirty spirit.
Exactly. That nuance in the original language feels really important here.
It does. And building on that, a really crucial point the source makes is that a human soul, a Han, does not just become a spirit after death.
Oh, interesting. So no floating souls turning into spirits.
Not according to this view, no. The argument presented is that there isn't scriptural support for, souls just wandering around disembodied or becoming evil entities on their own.
Right.
The core idea is that a soul, as they define it, actually needs a body to interact with the world in a meaningful way. That challenges a lot of common ghost stories, for instance.
It definitely does. So if the soul is so tied to the body for action, that brings up the question of free will. Where does the actual decision-making happen? Is it the soul, the spirit, both?
That's the key question, isn't it? And this material gives a very direct answer. The final decision-making power rests firmly and solely with the soul.
Solely with the soul,
Yeah.
not shared.
Not shared, according to this source. It's the soul's responsibility, which means the soul, using the body, is the one accountable for actions.
Okay.
So it's the soul connected with the body that faces judgment. The source even links this idea to blood being the place of the soul blood, often symbolizing life, and its shedding linked to atonement.
Connecting life force, action, and accountability all within the soul.
Precisely. Now, some other views might bring the spirit into the free will discussion, maybe spirit and soul together, but this specific framework, it's clear. The soul is the decider, the one held responsible.
Okay, that's a very clear line. So following that logic, what happens after death then? If the soul is the accountable entity tied to the body, what's its state when the body is gone?
Right, what's next? The view presented here is that both the righteous and the wicked souls, after death, enter a kind of sleep. They rest, awaiting a future resurrection for judgment.
Sleep. So not immediately active in heaven or hell or causing trouble with spirits.
Exactly. That sleep state directly counters the idea of souls being actively malicious after death. The reasoning offered is theological. A just God wouldn't allow disembodied souls to keep sinning endlessly without any chance of repentance.
That makes sense within that framework. It puts a boundary on accumulating sin post-mortem.
It does, but then it leads to that fundamental question you raised earlier.
Why the body?
Yes. Why bother with this physical form if the soul just sleeps afterwards anyway, awaiting judgment based on its time in the body? What's the body's indispensable purpose?
It seems almost secondary if the soul just waits.
Well, one profound reason offered in the source material is about proving the truth of God's commandments.
How so?
Can we, as humans, actually love God and love our neighbor, even while living in what the source calls a cursed body? A body subject to limitations, temptations, earthly struggles.
Yeah, so the body is the testing ground.
Precisely. A disembodied soul, in this view, simply cannot undergo that specific test. It can't demonstrate faithfulness despite the challenges of physical existence. The body becomes essential for that unique proof, that walk of faith.
That gives the physical experience a very distinct, almost crucible-like importance. It's not just a vessel, but the arena for proving something fundamental.
Exactly right.
So, thinking about all this,
Yeah.
what's the takeaway for you listening in? This deep dive really shows how having very specific definitions for soul, spirit, body, it really shapes the whole understanding of who we are, why we're here, and what we're responsible for.
It's a tightly woven framework, and it leaves you with a potent question to mull over, doesn't it? How might understanding the soul's role, this precisely as the decision maker, the accountable entity needing a body for a specific purpose, how might that deepen your own reflection on your purpose, your responsibility right now in this life?
Yeah, it really centers the importance of our choices, here and now. Something to definitely think about.